Hey, hope everyone's having a good Friday morning. Well, laughter is the best medicine, and even though it's really hard to do these days, you really have to try because that's the only thing that is going to help you get through all of this. Let's start with news and then we'll get to the laughter part. Finland is going to remain closed after next week. They've said no, there's too many numbers, so no, it's we're not opening up, but we'll see how it goes. We'll let you know on Monday. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, many others have been reporting and I try and catch things and I just can't get around to everything. Yes, I have noticed that the Pope was in Iraq and many other things and see the news. I just cannot get around to everything. Jason A had some interesting things here about the Pope, Davos, fireballs, mysterious sounds, and so much more, and very interesting. So I'm going to pass you on to him if you're interested. He goes over volcanoes that have happened, but he doesn't report as often as he used to, so it's not daily. But very interesting things happening over there, so I'll give you the link. This picture did stand out to me. Dust storm in Mongolia, 9 dead, 12 missing, and the only thing I could see, flip that 9 around and then split up the 12 and 666. But I'm just saying. But then I saw this come up on Facebook, and I'll just share a very short clip. It's 8 minutes, so watch on your own time. I'll give you the link, but hilarious.
Vaccinated, and you parade around in 2 masks for show.
No.
You can't get it again. There's virtually 0% chance you're going to get it. Presidency, tell them they can quit wearing their mask after they get the vaccine. Okay. Give them a reward instead of telling them that the nanny state's going to be there for 3 more years and you got to wear a mask forever.
Let me just state for the record that masks are not theater.
So this is all theater. I mean, honestly, he's basically telling them, give people a reward. So he's not saying to change anything. So he's not against this whole system. It just sounds like he is. But anyway, I'm going to take their word for what they're saying because this is how I think this is all happening.
So all those people who say they would never do that with the fake victims, and I know someone who knows someone whose mailman's grandma's cousin's friend of a friend's brother's teacher's neighbor's pet's friend was down there, and so it definitely happened. Let me just point you out to number 11 here, where they talk about conducting funerals for fake victims. So therefore, how can we not question it? If something doesn't look right, it doesn't pass the sniff test, why are we supposed to take away our own logic, our own critical thought process, our own brain, and just throw that out the window and replace it with official narratives and mainstream media propaganda?
You and I are not supposed to question this, but they've institutionalized a playbook of deception, fake airplanes, fake passengers, mock funeral victims, staged sabotage, staged riots, and more. It's a stacking of the deck, people.
I would love to live in a world where you get up in the morning and whatever's on the news, that's just a straight retelling of things that are actually happening, and that we don't live in a country where they've legalized the use of propaganda against the American citizens, and you can't take anything you're being told at face value because there's so many layers upon layers upon layers of deception with this stuff.
That's exactly what is going on with the C and the V. I mean, this is bigger than parties and leaders, left versus right, or anything else. I mean, has Soros paid for any of his crimes? No. Has Hillary? No. Trump signs a warp speed and Christians are prophesying, saying that she's going to pay and this is going to happen. No. Nothing is changing. They're all in on it. This is huge. This is bigger than what most people can understand. And one man in Africa who stands up and says, we're not letting you in with the V's and prays for 3 days, and it eradicates in all the area there. So what happens to him? He dies. Huh. Yeah. Not exactly the way they're saying it, though. Talking about the Nuremberg trials, this has come up as well, that doctors are bringing the world leaders who are talking about this C and the V and everything else to court. My question to you guys is, will it happen? Will it happen soon enough? That's my question, if it happens at all. I'll link the information. If you have any information on Nuremberg, that's why I ended up going to TruthStream, because I was looking for that clip and I can't find it. So if you have information on it or the video clip, let me know. But this also, I'm going to point out, as much as we see in YouTube and other places of what is going on, where mainstream media is not talking about the situations in countries, I just want you to listen to a short snippet, because it's about coming together once again, and that's what it's all about. So I don't trust a lot of things, but let's listen.
It's an obligation, and it wasn't given to us to just sit at home and with this apathy and hope for the best. We've got to all come together, because really this is how we win. Making these connections between us, country after country, that is the only thing that these governments fear. They have the wealth of empires behind them. But when
let's pause it for a second.
People realize that we are the many and they are the small, they have nothing. And I can never give up on that hope that we're gonna build this force. And going back, there is no going back. There's going forward, and we have a tremendous opportunity. And we have a tremendous opportunity to come together as humans without the questions of religion. They are pushing us so far that and we have a tremendous opportunity to come together as humans without the questions of religion. They are pushing us.
So even though she spoke a lot about what is happening in the nation and how she sees this horrific thing of how they're dividing and only those with the V are accepted in society, but then she talks about coming together. You heard it. So we know about all this, the unity, the coexist, Trump pushing the Abraham Accord, even the Abraham coin came about. This is all revolves around the Noahide laws, in my opinion, which is in Revelations 24. This is bigger than what we can understand. There's a battle going on. This is a spiritual battle that is happening all around us every single day. And yes, I've seen Kirk Franklin and his son on what happened and how he swore, and it was just awful. But exactly, I'm not saying one is better than the other. They're both in the wrong, in my opinion. And this is why I always say, do not trust in man. That's what the Bible says. Man will always fail you. And you can't trust in Christian music anymore because they've sold themselves out. It's for the dollar, it's for the fame, and even the companies they work for. I've had it in previous videos. They're all under Sony, Warner, MG, you name it, all the companies. And then as I was doing research this morning, this pops up. Another case in point. Anyone who still believes that Justin Bieber is a Christian is honestly totally blind. They can't hear, they're deaf, and they're blind because it's all right in front of you. And just to give you the quick clip, it said it was uploading in 9 minutes. I went back to look later. You can see it all. Cubes, pyramids, stars, hand up, skull and bones on the license plate, you name it. I mean, but I'll add the links for anyone interested. And then also in the news, Disney World is opening back up, but only for those in that state. But all the same things, the recommendations by the CDC and more. I'm surprised they didn't say those that just have the V are allowed to come in, honestly. But it's going to end up there. We know that. And in the same clip, the guy is talking about all the transportation and how many people are actually booking flights all around. And they're more booked than ever. And there's a skull behind him. Why? Everything does matter. And we're going to listen to just this short clip. Let's listen.
Nations on the rise and airlines asking the White House to consider a standardized digital vaccine passport. The European Union announcing Wednesday it plans to launch its own vaccine passport in June for all of its citizens and residents. The goal is for travelers to prove they've been vaccinated. Here in the U.S., news that every American will be eligible for a vaccine May 1st, triggering a slew of summer plans.
I don't know how fast all this is going to happen, but we're just watching what they say and do. May, June, July. It's one of those months that all this is happening, whether that's going to be for all of society as well, or if that's just going to be for traveling, I don't know. But my husband told me this is where you have to laugh. he heard some people, I'm not going to share exactly where, what, who, but cleaners were told by their bosses that no laughing is allowed while they're at work. Nope. Can't be around people. You have to keep your distance. And you can't laugh. Obviously, we've already heard no singing at the churches. You have to whisper. And no, I wonder if no talking is coming next. I don't know. Just saying. But all I'm saying is we have to remember to live in joy. Because the joy of the Lord is our strength, right? I recommend laughing. If you can't find it in things that you're looking at, take a moment, find a show, find something that makes you laugh, whatever it is, and stay positive, because otherwise this world will bring you down. Absolutely. So let's have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see what's happening on Monday. All right, God bless, take care, and until next time.